Most recently, John Kerry was in Kenya for the Africa Climate Summit, and he blatantly told journalists that America will not pay reparations. I repeat, America will not pay reparations, particularly because it considers some of the reparation demands punitive. Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to another episode of our conversations. My name is Ndiro Ganga. I'm a business journalist by profession and a digital content creator. I love coming on here, having conversations with you guys about Black people who look like me and who look like you, and the African continent, how we can rise up and take our rightful place at the global stage. You can always connect with me on social media at Ndiro Ganga, or you can follow me on YouTube and subscribe to my channel at Ndiro Ganga, where I document diaspora stories of people migrating or relocating from anywhere, America, UK, Canada, back to the continent of Africa. Now, President William Ruto hosted the Africa Climate Summit, and one of the people that attended it is John Kerry. As usual, you know, in Africa, the guest of honor or the maiden guest is always the people who are from the West. We suffer from Stockholm syndrome. We're so addicted to our oppressors, and it continues to surprise me because I think sometimes they should just come, sit and listen, because we've been listening to them for a long time and nothing has changed. And I think it's very important that they, for a change, listen to us. But no, we must always give them a platform to speak. And John Kerry, during his engagement with the media, was asked about climate reparations and paying for the damages that America has done to the environment. For context, America is one of the biggest polluters. It emits about 14% of global emission. And though it emits half the amount of China, it's still emission. Now, when you talk to America about climate change, they always switch the conversation, blaming the other person. They say, oh, but China, oh, but, and I'm like, okay, China is emitting double what you're emitting. Okay, 13 million, give or take. But you're also emitting about 6 million metric tons. So the math is not mathing. I don't know if that makes sense. You are just as culpable as China, because emission is emission. You cannot run away from the fact that you're emitting by blaming China and saying China is emitting double of what we're emitting. We're saying you're emitting a substantial amount, 14%. Start by taking responsibility and some form of accountability for your emission. But America will always twist the table and twist the narrative and say, but China is emitting this amount and nobody is pointing a finger at China and stuff like that. And so when he was asked about climate reparations, his answer was very, very interesting. I want to read it for you guys so that we break it down and put it into context. I'm just looking at my laptop here where I wrote the quote. And he said, the reparations are punitive and vile towards emitters, and America will not be arm twisted into paying. You release 14% of emission. You account for 14% of emission. Emission that is causing heavy rainfall, that is causing flooding, that is causing drought, that is causing sea levels to rise, that is changing the quality of air. But when we speak about these things as Africans, because we're Africans, you say the reparations are punitive and vile towards emitters. The amount of money, even the amount of money that was being pledged and requested for COP27, or rather 26, is $100 million. It's nothing compared to the amount of money that these countries make from emitting, right? Their manufacturing makes them so much money. And says America will not be interested into paying. You contribute 14%, but you don't want to pay your dues. You're saying we are twisting you. And this is despite America being one of the largest emitters of greenhouse gas. Now, there is this thing called loss and damage payment, a form of climate reparations, and it's a facility which was historically agreed at COP27, which, as I had mentioned earlier. And he said it should not be designed in a punitive way. And he says all he wants is for the loss and damage facility to be exempted from any kind of civil liability that developed countries have to pay for. Let's break that statement down for a minute. Civil liability is like whatever happens from climate change, we're not liable. You cannot blame us. You cannot sue us. You cannot hold us responsible and expect us to take accountability. We can make contributions. We can make contributions to the pledges that we made at COP27 in the 100 million, but we're not responsible. We're not. So who is? Who is? Who is emitting the gases? Who is literally disrupting lives and livelihoods and to some extent murdering people? Who is? So who should be held liable? Who should pay? And I feel like that reparation conversations is going to be a hard one for Africans, but the earlier we get on that fight, the better it is for us, because America will not slow down. America will not slow down in its production, China will not slow down in its production, and Africa will continue to pay the price. So the earlier we get on that bus and start drumming home that, listen, you will pay, whether you consider it punitive or not, if you're emitting, you will pay, then things will get rough for us. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Africa deserves climate reparations because we are the least emitters, yet we suffer the most consequences of climate change? Comment down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It goes a long way in showing the algorithm that you're liking the material, and it can suggest this video to more people. And also share it with a friend. Let's champion the cause, all of us together. Again, you can find me in social media at Nduru Oganga, or you can follow me on YouTube at Nduru Oganga, where I document journeys of people migrating from America and coming and settling down on this beautiful continent called Africa. I'll see you again next time.